Not too long ago, a situation came out with this person, Amaranth, on Twitch. Now, what happened was she was doing a live stream, and apparently her husband called, started yelling at her, made all these threats. People said he was an abuser, not a physical abuser, but a mental abuser, controlled her money, and all that kind of thing. And all I was saying at first was, let's wait for some facts, guys. Let's see how this plays out. We don't have his side of the story. And on Twitter especially, a lot of people gave me heat, calling me an actual abuser. They were like, you're an abuser, you're supporting abuser. All I said was, we don't know what she did to him. We've got to find out. Haven't you learned anything from recent Virginia events? Or if you've just been following what's been going on in the news lately with celebrity cases like this, you should know. Let's wait and see. So it turns out everything's okay. He's going to get help now. I got a little heat on my channel. Somebody told me, well, guess what, hacker? You don't yell at people you love like that, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I get really mad and yell at the people I love because I care what happens and it's frustrating and I want to try to convince them of what I'm saying. I don't yell or get mad at people I don't care about because I'd be like, okay, do your stream, whatever happens, happens, no big deal. So the anger and emotion doesn't necessarily mean it's abuse. What happened was, it looks like they had a big public fight, people took sides, and then got all angry when some people asked some questions about the other side. Now, it doesn't look like he's the most pleasant guy to do business with, have a relationship. Maybe his attitude's pretty bad. I don't know. But the fact is, some people acted like they knew the definitive facts and everything from kind of checking this out for a day or two without knowing who she is. Sorry, guys, that's a bad way to go. But anyway, let's see the update. Apparently, it seems fine. This is from October 19th, 2022. After an abrupt and concerning end to an earlier stream, Amaranth reveals she and her pets are safe, she's in control of her finances, and her spouse is seeking help. So, I questioned if he was even controlling that in the first place. We've got no way to know who has what bank numbers except what he says and what she says, and that's it. I don't even think the bank can tell you. The government can't tell you. That's your private information. No one can tell you that. So how the hell can people online tell me when they have no way of knowing for themselves? They can't even know third party, because third party can't even know for sure. Or that would mean Amaranth or her husband would have told third party. So the point is, there's just no way to know. People acting like, oh, you got this wrong already, hacker. I didn't think so. Kathleen Amaranth Siragusa has revealed she and her pets are safe, she is in control of her finances, and her spouse is no longer living with her and seeking help. Now, here's the thing. Some people read that and they go, now I know for my argument. They're not living together anymore and he's seeking help. That must have meant something was going on. Well, what I'm saying is, you don't know that. It could be. Everything you think might be right, but everything you think might be wrong. We've got no way to confirm these things. Did he leave the house for 2 days? Is he coming back? Did he cool off and leave for like 8 hours and say, hey, honey, say we're not living together online. Everyone will think that, and then come back? I don't know. Could be. Even if a third-party source says something, they've still got to prove that. If you say, well, I heard her next-door neighbor said this, okay, so they said that. Maybe she told them to say that, so people on the internet think that's what's going on. You don't know, we don't know. I'm saying it's okay to speculate, absolutely, but don't act like you know what's going on unless you actually know what's going on. Like if we've got audio and someone says something like, I wasn't punching you, I was hitting you. Okay, let's keep going. The news comes after the content creator, one of Twitch's most popular and highest paid, revealed she was a victim of intimate partner violence at the hands of her husband. I didn't personally see any evidence of physical violence, and she didn't accuse that, so alright, not sure exactly why that's there. But if I see evidence of that, I will, of course, love to feature that. And I'm not saying I'm not on her side. What I'm saying is we just don't know enough, and most of the time, we don't have a great way of knowing enough. They go on to say she revealed she was married on the stream and that her husband was worried it would ruin the business model. which I totally believe. That makes perfect sense. It's a common thing in show business to hide your husband or wife. So let's be honest, people watching you who are attracted and things like that don't know it. It keeps the fantasy alive. That's just a common thing. And I've got no reason to believe, let's just say, by the way she dresses and leads on members and things like that, that she didn't agree with that wholeheartedly. That's not something he was like holding over her head and capturing her with. So they give some of the core details, that clips of that stream circulated on social media with her tearing up and being berated by her husband on the phone. And she showed text messages but did not show who they were from, so that's pretty important. Not that I know. If I'm getting something wrong, if I miss some evidence, let me know, but from what I saw, she didn't actually show his account. Then they say people were scared that she was in trouble or in danger because the stream ended abruptly. Well, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons a stream can end abruptly. It's live. So, on one hand, okay, it's not totally normal, but on the other hand, you're thinking the absolute worst. So, she does say she has access to her accounts and finances again. I'm seeking legal and emotional counsel. All right, so that's great. She's seeking legal counsel. Now, I'm saying this, we should be hearing about this after the legal counsel does and something gets worked out in court. Then she could come on stream and say, hey guys, I was married, I got a divorce, I was emotionally abused, I had my money controlled, I went to court, here's what happened. Now you know the facts, now you can make up your mind. If you just go on stream and put it out there and cry and things like that without people hearing both sides of the story, well, then this happens. It gets all over the media and you get some attention. And my other point is, after it went to court, that's when you would be able to hear his side, because that's when you hear both sides. I guess some people don't like court these days. I guess some people think we could just take Twitter and all these social media sites and a couple of articles and put the facts together. And I mean, after years and years, maybe, like 5 years or 4 or 6 years, like what happened with Johnny Depp, but in like 3 days, in like 24 hours, just thinking you know, that's not how it works. And she says even some haters believed her. All right. For the record, I don't hate her. She looks fine. I mean, sure, she's got an entertaining stream and everything. It's not really personal. But despite her gratitude towards well-wishers, Siragusa did share that there were people in her circle who exaggerated the situation. She called out her now former cameraman, saying he used the situation for personal gain and clout, describing how he, during TwitchCon, withheld information and sat on communication, which Siragusa said made the incident with her husband more explosive than it needed to be. That's kind of what I'm saying she also did. I mean, once that call came in and she saw he was pissed, boom, click the stream, put it on hold, have your standby screen come up, and that's that. Don't sit there and keep getting $10 every, 30 seconds or 1 minute and have it go out there in the public unless you want it to be, unless you want it to be clout, unless you want it to be a thing. She could have shut the stream off at any time. She also said the cameraman called the cops against her wishes. So if that's true, that means she might not have wanted to call the cops. Maybe she was working it out with him. Maybe they were yelling. Maybe it was tense. But maybe she thought the cops shouldn't get involved, which is what I derive from this here. She said also she's been swatted, had her house catch on fire in a suspected case of arson, and stalked. Well, I believe that. Yeah, I'm sure she's not lying about that. If she's going to say things that happen about random people, she's got about 7 million combined followers. I'm sure there's some crazies out there. Absolutely. I would believe it. I would also believe about the business end and not wanting to ruin it by putting her marriage in public. So I'm not saying I don't believe anything she says. I'm saying I believe the things that make sense, and the things I think need more info, I got to sit on and think about. And then they reiterate everything's calm, everything's good. Anyway, that's it for now. I know I'm a bit excited because I've been going back and forth about this for like 3 days now. People telling me they know for sure what happened. And they could be right. You could be right. Everything you say against me could be right, but it might not be. I would like to hear a detailed statement from him with his full side of the story, and also things she might have said to him to trigger him. If he just gets mad like that for no reason, if he's just got like Tourette's or that crazy personality comes out, that could be. But there's also a good chance that people do things to press buttons and push people to the limit and make that side come out. If you don't subscribe here, I'll be pretty sad about it. Went through all this already. And if you're still watching, yeah, you might as well click that subscribe button. But if you don't, I'll be sad. Rant done for now. See you next time.